My Christmas shop usually starts on the 24th of December. I think if you put too much thought into it early on, you know, and you're kind of like thinking, oh, what would they want? You start overthinking it, and you end up choosing something that they don't really want in the end. Whereas if you kind of like gun to head, what do I get my son for Christmas this year? You gotta think with your heart, and you gotta act quickly. So that's just how I've always done it. Sometimes it's been upsetting for my son, and other times it hasn't. It's been all right. You win and you lose, and that's just Christmas, isn't it? I remember one Christmas, my son was, there was this one gift that he was really obsessed with, that he really wanted. Went on and on and on about it. Do you guys remember fucking sea monkeys? Like the late 90s, early 2000s, whenever it was. For some reason there was like a kind of a, sea monkeys became pretty popular. And so my son was like, Dad, please get me some sea monkeys, please, please, please. I was like, all right, well, I'll think about it. We'll see what Santa says. Because you've got to give him that fucking farce, haven't you? So see what Santa thinks, sees if you're a good boy. So to be completely honest, I forget all fucking about it. Comes around to December the 24th. I'm like, oh fuck, you wanted those fucking sea monkeys. I go to Toys R Us. I'm like, look, I need some sea monkeys, please. Guy looks at me, he laughs, he's like, you and everyone else, mate. I was like, what do you mean by that? He says, we're fucking sold out. They're the most popular thing this Christmas. Every child's fucking got one. You shouldn't leave it till fucking Christmas Eve to buy a present for your kid. So, I mean, I said, you telling me how to raise my fucking kid? So, you know, I punched him in the face, as you do. And I got banned from Toys R Us. Went other places, seeing if I could find sea monkeys. I could not. They'd sold out everywhere. So I called up my mate Bob. I was like, mate, look, you haven't got any fucking sea monkeys hanging about, have you? He was like, oh, you as well, eh? Oh, everyone's after them, ain't they? He's talking about his daughter Abigail wanted one. I was like, yeah, they can't get them fucking anywhere. And he said to me, like, you do realise what sea monkeys are, don't you? I was like, well, I thought they were monkeys of the sea. It's like, no, they're nothing like that. He admitted to me, he's like, Barry, they're spunk. I was like, fuck off, you must be joking. Sea monkeys are spunk. He's like, I'm telling you now, it's a straight up fact. It's one of those things. Hundreds of thousands of kids this Christmas and are going to be getting a little aquarium with spunk in it. I was like, what? So what do I do? It's like, well, have you got like a fish bowl? I was like, yeah. I was like, have you got water? Have you got running water in your house? I was like, yeah. And then he said, have you got a cock and balls? So I was like, yeah. And he said, right, well, I suggest you fill this bowl with water, right? Have a wank in the bowl. And, hey presto, you got spunky monkeys in a bowl for your son. I was like, I don't know, that seems a bit wrong. But then he put it in very simple terms. He was like, what would you say is more wrong? A son having a bowl of his father's semen on Christmas Day, or your son having a bowl of someone else's, like another man's cum? I thought, well, put it like that, it is pretty depraved. So in the end, you know, I got the fish bowl, got the filled up with water, and I well, you know, my wife walks in partway through. She's like, I mean, she knows what I'm like, but even still, sometimes even she's surprised by it. She's like, Barry, what the fuck are you doing? I was saying, look, this is little Derek's Christmas present. She's like, what are you talking about? It's Christmas present. You're wanking in a fish bowl, mate. I said, well, yeah, we're making them sea monkeys. I mean, she was giving me a look, and I said to her, oh yeah, what did you get him, eh? She didn't have a leg to stand on. So she fucked off. I carried on. It is wholesome when you think about it. I quite agree, Jack. You know, something I made myself rather than something store-bought. I like to think it has a bit more heart to it. So anyway, I finish in the fishbowl. Next day, we give it to my son, Derek. He's over the moon. He couldn't believe it. He's like, "Oh, thank you so much. I love you, Mum and Dad." And I was like, Dad got you this, not Mum. Can't get enough of him. He looks at them every day for months and months and months. Quite a few months, in fact. 9 months. What happened was, my wife, she wanted to be a part of the present as well. My wife was jealous that I was getting all this affection from my son. She was like, "I know what I can do. I want to be a part of this." So she takes her ovaries, right, and she puts it in the fishbowl. We're all kind of like gathered round the kitchen table, and my son's looking at the sea monkeys, and he's like, "Dad, they're moving. They're moving, the sea monkeys." And I was like, "Oh yeah, fantastic, son. That's great." It's like, "Oh, it looks like they're getting bigger." I was like, "Oh, that's interesting." And he's like, "No, Dad, come and have a look." So I was like, "All right, fine." I walk over to the fishbowl, and I mean, it was horrific, quite frankly. It was, they sort of mutated into these part aquatic, part monkey, part me hybrid. And they were growing at an alarming rate. It must have been the water, the stagnant water that we put them in. We never changed the bowl. We never changed the water in the bowl. And they just jumped out of the bowl, and they grew to about like 3 feet tall. There were like 12 of them. 12 of them jumped out of this bowl, and suddenly they became larger in size. And they were crawling towards us going, "Dada, Dada." And my son, Derek, was like, "What? Why are they calling you Dada?" I was like, "I've no fucking idea." They're crawling all over me, these, I mean, I guess technically they're my children. I don't like to think of it that way, but at the end of the day, it was my spunk, wasn't it? So they're all crawling over me. I had to quickly get a kitchen knife, and, you know, sadly, I had to slaughter the lot of them. They were all lying on the floor, quivering. One of them, with their last dying breath, said "Dada," and like died. So yeah, I mean, through experience, my advice for anyone buying their kids Christmas presents, you know, maybe be a bit early. Plan ahead a little bit. Look at that view, eh? Isn't that nice?